Now, before the last video that we're going to be doing in this section, which is the most crucial, obviously, the Facebook audience insights, we need to look at something that's very, very important here, and this is websites regarding our niche. Okay, I'm going to show you how to find the most appropriate and useful websites that I want to look at, and how to pick out the golden nuggets of info that we're going to find. So if we just jump off the screen here and go over to Google, what I want to do is do a search for the fans. Okay, so we could do this in any niche, and there may be a different term that you want to use instead of fans, but I'm looking at heavy metal here, so we'll look at heavy metal fans. I mean, good old wiki here in the search results will shed a lot of light on the kind of information that we need about our fans, the demographics. Already in the search results, I'm finding out about research that's been done on the psychology of heavy metal fans. And we can also do a search here quickly for heavy metal female fans, seeing as our shirt will be targeting females. So we have a quick look at Wiki. A good read through this will give you a lot of information for your spreadsheet. Here we've got quite a few, I think these next few articles that I've brought up are all about some about the study that's been done on metalheads and the psychology behind them. Now if we take a look at this website here, Mic.com, and I think a few of these other articles that I've brought up after it are all closely related to the same sort of topic that I was seeing in the search results there. This is going to delve more into the psychology about these particular fans, and studies that are published like this that are ranking so high in the search engines, especially when you find several of them on different websites that are not rewritten or rehashed. You can pretty much guarantee that these are gospel. This is not just something that some old blog has just written to try and get traffic to a site. If these sites and these articles do have good references, there's something you should really be taking notice of. If you have a look at this, just flicking through this one, it shows you the sort of combination of traits between the metalhead community and what the fans are really like. Also the psychology. It's very, very important to understand to be able to better target. Again, on this side here we have looking into the psychology of heavy metal fans, and we have here a research team that was led by a psychologist at the University of Westminster, did a study on these fans, and it's showing us here that heavy metal fans are very, very closely related to classical music fans. It's given us a very deep insight as to what a lot of these people are like. Obviously we can't stereotype them all in either a negative or a positive light, but these articles are very, very interesting to me as a marketer. And here we have an article about the top 10 hard rock and heavy metal albums that people hate, or people love to hate. And if you look through the comments here, we've only got about 74 of them, but we're going to get a lot of information about what people actually hate. So not only are we getting information from the article, but we're looking through the comments. We're going to sort them by the most relevant comments, maybe the ones that have got the most upvotes on those comments. Again, we've just got an insight here in a book. It's an ebook from Google. Okay, and looking at this page, this is about female rockers. It's given us a really good insight that it looks as though a female rocker herself has written, and this would obviously be a very good read. We've got 120 comments. It's something that you should read right through, read the entire article 3 or 4 times, understand it, take notes, and then go through all of the comments. Okay, if you have a bit of time for this niche, if this is not something that's trending that you need to jump on quickly, I would say you should get in here and start contributing, and maybe asking a few questions in the comments. If it's a recent article, there's no reason why people aren't going to start responding to you if you start asking questions, or maybe writing an opinion yourself. And if you're really digging for a little bit more information that you're struggling to find, or maybe you want to ask the community, there's a great place to leave a comment and ask, as is those forums that we were talking about before. So a quick 5-minute video here has already shown you very, very quickly about the kind of articles that I can bring up, discussing the psychology of these fans, studies that have been done on these fans, and there's no reason why you can't fill up another page in your Excel spreadsheet with the information that you're pulling out. Like I said, within the first 5 minutes I found very, very relevant articles, okay, very insightful information about the fans of the people that I want to target, and that's going to help me a lot. That's going to help me remove a lot of interests, and tell Facebook not to target specific demographics or certain interests, okay? And it's going to tell me things that I should be focusing on more. And once I narrow those down and filter out that information and end up with a handful of really good interests, I can start expanding on those and then just repeat the process, okay? Go from the first video and go all the way down and just keep going and going and going. Sometimes my VAs will spend 3 or 4 days doing solid research for the entire day, and those campaigns every single time have been the best campaigns that I've run, okay, without a doubt. I mean, of course you need to get the design right, but it's not hard once you understand the audience a lot better, as does your designer. Okay, so I would like to stress that this video, next to the most important video in this section, which is the Facebook Audience Insights that we'll look at next, this video has to be the second most important. Reason being is that you can search to your heart's content, and you can just search for hours upon hours, and the information that you're going to get out of this is key to being able to filter out the good interests from the bad ones, and then repeat the process going through all of those different research mediums that we've just gone over again, and just keep filtering and filtering until you end up with a small handful of really solid targets that we're going to be able to take next into Facebook Audience Insights, see whether or not they're targetable, and then go from there. And one other thing I need to mention quickly is that if you start running out of relevant information, simply just use Google's autocomplete. Okay, you type in heavy metal fan and heavy metal female fan. You want to see the auto suggestions and what Google is suggesting that you search for as well. Okay, and then you can go off on a completely different path and find more and more information, and more than likely pull out another niche or a couple of sub niches, from the main one that you're looking at. So again, not only are you going to be finding a lot of information about the people that you're targeting here, but you should have another page in your spreadsheet where you're finding more potential ideas that you can get into later, okay? People are saying that Teespring is saturated. I don't believe that for a second. There are a lot of people trying to sell on Teespring. A lot of them come and go. And a lot of them don't do this. They'll come in for a week or two, they're going to fail, and then they're straight back out. I mean, you just need to rise above the rest and just keep pumping it. But the key point here is that it's not saturated by any means. There are so many niches and sub-niches that you're going to be able to identify in this research. And if we take a look back at previous sections where we're looking at spying on your competition, if you go and look for any kind of shirts and these niches and sub-niches that you're pulling out during your research, you can usually bet that you won't find anything in there, or people have had a crack but they haven't sold many. Okay, now before we get into the next video, although you can probably just brief yourself on it and go and watch it if you like, I would highly suggest you go and implement all of these strategies now in these last several videos that I've been showing you, and fill up that spreadsheet, okay, because it's going to really help you in the next video. You're going to be able to follow along with me and see what I'm doing. We're going to be able to start creating our audience here. Now, like I said, it's not essential, but I do highly recommend just jumping off this site now and going implementing those kind of strategies that I was talking about in the last several videos, and filling up that Excel spreadsheet, because when we get to this next video, it's going to be very useful if you have that information so you can follow along with what I'm doing at the same time, okay, and get a good grasp on how we're going to be putting this audience together. Alright, so go and do your research, and then we're going to jump into Facebook Audience Insights.